Hey guys, welcome to Series 1, Episode 3 of Figure It Out. So today I was going to talk about theories from movies, musicals, TV shows, etc. So I wanted to, if any of you haven't watched Hamilton, I suggest you skip this part because I have a theory about like the musical Hamilton, and if you want to watch it, then skip this. If you don't want to watch it, then you feel free to listen. So there's a theory in Hamilton about one of the background characters that she's apparently like the human form of death, because she talks to some people, some of like the main characters, and then she dies, and then the people she talks to dies, not she doesn't die. And then in the bit at the end where Hamilton gets shot, in the background you can see she's like carrying the bullet that kills him. So yeah, I found that was a really like just not disturbing but like weird theory about Hamilton that I don't think anyone's ever mentioned before. Well, obviously like on TikTok and stuff people have mentioned it, but yeah, other than that. There's also on the poster of Hamilton with the star, there's those three circles on his chest. People used to think they're the buttons, but there are theories that they're not actually buttons, that they're the bullet holes from where he got shot. I don't know how I feel about that one, because they could just be buttons, actually. But at the same time, it would make sense if that was it, because I think he got shot three times. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, that's the theories about Hamilton I have. I also have some theories about kids' TV shows. So, you know in the TV show SpongeBob, which is on Nickelodeon, I think, you know the Krabby Patty had this secret formula and no one knows what it was. Like, they don't mention it in the show. They mention the Krabby Patty secret formula, but they never tell you what it is. So there are theories that the Krabby Patty secret formula is crab meat, because Krabby Patty, and also Mr. Krabs is the only crab. There's also theories that it's fish and like other stuff like that, but it would make sense because it's crabby and it's spelt how crab is spelt, and Mr. Krabs is the only crab in the entire show. Throughout the entire thing, it's like, yeah, he's the only crab. And also, the restaurant is called the Krusty Krab, not the Krusty something else. It's the Krusty Krab. So that's also like. And also, the shape of the restaurant is the shape of a crab trap. So if you Google a crab trap, they look exactly the same. Like the shape of like the restaurant and the shape of a crab trap. And there's one bit where Mr. Krabs is eating a Krabby Patty and he says, "So that's what I taste like." And that is basically giving it to you that the secret formula of the meat is a crab. So this explains why Mr. Krabs hides the real Krabby Patty recipe for everyone so that they don't kill him, basically. And there's also theories that Plankton is the only character that knows the secret formula, and that's why he wants to get it, and that's why he's so mean to Mr. Krabs. And what's even weirder is the fact that Mr. Krabs and his mother are the only crabs in the show, because like those are the only two crabs you ever see in the entire TV show. So in Winnie the Pooh, so we're gonna like completely change topic here. In Winnie the Pooh, in some of the posters, there's like trees above them. So like if you look it up, and then the shape in the trees it looks like a devil and like devil horns. So I don't know what that's supposed to represent, but I've heard lots of people talking about it. And also the owl in the picture, it's a picture of them like crossing the bridge and then the trees, and then like the owl is like making okay symbols with both of his hands and putting it over his eyes. And that's I can't remember what that represents, but I know it represents something similar. So there's this show called The Amazing World of Gumball, and there is a episode. Well, there's multiple episodes I'm going to talk about, but one of the episodes, they all turn into like puppet things. I don't know. I've not actually watched the episode. I've only seen clips of it, but I know that like there's puppets, and then there's like they sing songs, and there's also a TV show called Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, or Don't DHMIS, and the people from that are in this episode of The Amazing World of Gumball, and they voice these characters, and basically it's like a really big creepy thing about it, that it's like the fun will never end, and like if you search the fun will never end puppets Amazing World of Gumball, it will come up. So that is one really creepy thing that I found. There's also another episode of The Amazing World of Gumball, and it's basically this episode where a clown thing. Wait, let me search it. So the episode is about I can't remember really what it's about, but there's like a clown in the background of all of the scenes, and it's like following Gumball and Darwin, and it's like all really creepy, and like he's in the background of every scene, and he's like in pictures, or he's just like deep in the background. There's also an episode where basically I think everyone turns into like zombies, and they all like turn into like zombies that like follow around, and then it's just really weird. I can't really remember what happens, but I think it's on like Halloween or something. I don't really know, but it's in school. And there's a theory that the clown was never watching Gumball. He was watching, I think he was watching the audience or something. There's a theory that he was watching the audience because he was there, but he was never looking at Gumball. He was always looking like at the camera, and it's really, really creepy. And I don't want to be talking about it right now because I'm alone. I'm going to talk about something cute instead. So there's this show that my mum used to watch, and she showed it to me, and I used to watch it for like a little bit. It's called The Fimbles. I actually have the teddies of the Fimbles. Here, there's 3 teddies. There's 3 main Fimbles. There's a pink and green one. There's, I think it's a purple and blue one. I can't remember. But these Fimbles would like find a new human thing every day, and they would so it was a preschool like series, and it was the adventures of Fimbo, Flory, and Baby Pom. Baby Pom was my favourite. She was so cute, and their friends in Fimble Valley. There was Roly Mo and his library full of stories, Rocket, who was like a frog who's just jumping everywhere, and Bessie and Ribble. And the program was like about, they'd find a new human thing, and then they'd twinkle their fingers and their top nonks twitch and their noses wrinkle with excitement, and they'd like discover and learn, play games and songs, and then find out about all these things. So there's a blue and purple one, a yellow and green one, and a green and pink one. And they would live in this land, and yeah, basically. And there was loads of like quite famous people in it. The one I think most of you guys would know would be Justin Fletcher, who is Mr. Tumble. And there's actually loads of people are saying that Mr. Tumble is actually like a really horrible person. That he's like not really very nice. Like to everyone he meets, he would be nice on camera, and then as soon as the camera stopped rolling, he would just be like this horrible, mean person. And he only like used disabled people for views. But I don't know if that's true or not. But that's what's being said, what I've heard. So I am nearing 15 minutes. There's 5 minutes before the end. So I'm just going to talk about one more thing. So there is this movie, I'm pretty sure loads of you have heard it by now, called Coraline. And basically there's a theory about it that when they threw the key down the well, they actually threw it back to the other mother. And then when Coraline 2 comes out, it will be that they realise that they've thrown it back to the other mother, and they'll be like, oh, that's no good. And then they'll go and like have this big adventure and stuff. But apparently like the well is like a separate portal to the other world. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I hope you'll watch the others if you haven't already, and watch the upcoming videos. Thank you very much for listening.